Have the older guys talked about what went wrong last year and trying to prevent that from history from repeating itself this year?
We haven't really so much talked about last year and what went wrong as opposed to just making sure we stay focused this year. We pay attention to the small details, to the minor details, and we realize that we can't take any games for granted. We got to take each game seriously, regardless of the opponent, regardless of how we feel that week. So it's just making sure we stay focused.
Have you asked Marquise Goodwin for some lessons on how to hit hard like that?
Well, he has natural leverage just based off his 5'6" frame. Therefore, he has a slight advantage over the rest of us. But, he came with it. I'm impressed. I was impressed.
Did you just praise the guy for being short?
I just stated a fact.
So after watching film, what does the defense really need to focus on facing Iowa State's offense?
Well, now we're getting into conference, and in conference, every team in the Big 12 runs about the same stuff, the inside zone and, the bubble screens, etc. And so really just got to stop the run, as we've attempted to do in the past few games. Then when you make a team one-dimensional, you can get after the quarterback. I know the front guys will be pleased to finally be able to harass the quarterback, and then hopefully the defensive backs can continue what they're doing and getting interceptions.
Anything of the last year Iowa State might not have had your full attention as a team?
Yeah, I think some of the problems we made last year was overlooking opponents. And, after a year like last, not to take anybody for granted, not to let that happen again. And now that I'm a senior, now the guys like Blake, Fozzie, Keenan, Keeson, we're all seniors. We know we can't make that mistake. We won't make that mistake again. And we're going to prepare hard for every opponent, and we're going to play well.
You mentioned that now the linemen finally get a shot at quarterbacks. Has everybody you played sort of tried to avoid letting those guys get close by dumping the ball? Or?
That's what it feels like. It feels like they're getting the ball out so hot. And, I feel bad for our front guys because, they're great players, but they haven't been able to necessarily show that and display that. But, in getting the ball out hot, the quarterback's been throwing the balls to our defensive backs. So it's kind of pick your poison. And so if they're going to keep throwing it out hot, we got to make it pay. We got to make them pay. But if they're going to hold on to it, and that's where Jeff Coat, Okafor, Keaston, guys like that step up.
Is that where the sacks show up instead in interceptions?
Yeah, that's where that stat kind of flip-flops.
Communication on this defense, how much better are you guys at it now? The first 2 weeks y'all were jumping around, guys were waving their arms. It just seems like it's come better together. How much better is it for you?
I think we've done a good job just in film watching, done a good job in coaching, and that we're all become more comfortable. Clearly the first 2 weeks was the first week of a new scheme. You've never done it, never played with it in a game, and we're still kind of fresh with it all. So we just got to continue to practice, got to continue to watch film together, study together, and just make sure we're on the same page.
How much extra burden does it put on you as the guy who has to kind of communicate to everybody else what to do?
It's more of a load, but again, I asked for it. I'm the senior, I'm the leader, I'm the linebacker, so the linebackers will be the one who communicate and